My beloved child, listen closely because what I am about to reveal to you tonight is far from ordinary. This message found you for a reason far greater than coincidence. Out of millions of people endlessly scrolling through their screens, somehow your eyes stopped right here. That was not random at all. And before this video comes to an end, you are going to understand why someone in your life has been acting distant, confused, and silent, yet still unable to completely walk away from you. Do not skip any part of this message. Stay until the very end, because something powerful is waiting for you there. There is a person, a very specific person, who loves you much more deeply than you realize right now. They think about you when everything around them becomes quiet at night. They replay your words in their mind again and again. They search for signs from you without even admitting it to themselves. Yet there is one thing holding them back, one thing they are struggling to fully accept. And strangely, it is connected to your appearance in some way. But wait. Before fear enters your heart, and before your mind begins creating painful stories, listen carefully to every single word, because the truth is much deeper than what you first imagine. This is not about perfection or the beauty standards the world constantly forces onto people. This is not about becoming what others told you to become over time. No, this is about something far more emotional. Something hidden underneath the surface of everything. If you have ever felt someone pulling away because of the way you look, leave a comment right now. And the shocking truth, the very thing they struggle to accept is actually the exact thing making them fall in love with you more deeply every single day. Yes, you heard that right. Do not skip because the next few moments may completely change the way you see yourself forever. This person notices things about you that nobody else notices. While others simply see your smile, they notice the sadness quietly hidden behind it. While others hear your laughter, they hear the exhaustion underneath it clearly. While others glance at your appearance for a second and move on, this person studies every detail like it carries meaning, and that terrifies them because loving you feels dangerous to their heart. You carry a presence that exposes people emotionally without even trying. You make people confront truths they spent years trying to avoid. And the feature they are struggling with is not truly physical at all. It is what that feature reveals about you on a deeper emotional level. Maybe it is the tiredness in your eyes that reflects everything you survived. Maybe it is the way you hide pain behind confidence every single day. Maybe it is the quiet insecurity you think nobody notices, but they noticed all of it. Yes, they noticed everything. And it shook something inside them deeply, because they were never expecting someone like you to suddenly enter their life. They were prepared only for temporary connections, surface-level conversations, easy emotions, and predictable people. Then you appeared, and suddenly nothing felt simple anymore in their world. There are nights when this person stares at your photos much longer than they should. Not because they are judging you, but because they are trying to understand why your face makes them feel emotions they cannot explain. One side of them wants to run toward you with open arms. Another side wants to protect themselves because your appearance carries honesty, vulnerability, authenticity, and real things frighten people who spent their entire lives hiding behind emotional masks. Listen carefully, because this next part is important for you to hear. The thing they struggle to accept is not that you are imperfect. It is that you are real in a world that feels painfully fake. Do you understand how rare that truly is today? In a world full of filters, performances, fake confidence, fake smiles, and fake love, your appearance reveals genuine authenticity. And authenticity forces people to confront themselves honestly. That is exactly why this connection feels so intense between you. That is why they pull close and then suddenly become distant again without warning. That is why their energy shifts without any obvious reason. Comment real if you are tired of pretending to be perfect just to feel loved. Because every single time they look at you, they feel something inside their heart that they cannot control. And what happens next may shock you completely. Very soon, this person will stop fighting these emotions they carry. Yes, you heard that correctly. The walls they built around themselves are beginning to crack, slowly, quietly, emotionally. But before that moment arrives, something unexpected is about to happen between you both. A conversation, a look, a silence, a moment that appears small on the outside, but changes everything internally. And when it happens, you will finally understand why they behaved the way they did all this time. Because deep down, they were afraid. Afraid that loving you would expose their own insecurities. Afraid that your honesty would uncover emotional scars they tried to hide for years. Afraid that someone as genuine as you could actually see through them completely. Do not skip now because you are getting closer to the truth with every word. This person remembers tiny details about your appearance that even you forgot long ago. The way your expression changes when you are trying not to cry. The way your eyes avoid contact whenever you feel hurt inside. The way your face softens when someone finally understands you. These details replay inside their mind constantly without stopping. And they hate how powerless it makes them feel, because they always wanted control over everything. But love never asks permission before entering someone's heart. It arrives suddenly, quietly, dangerously. And now they are trapped between resisting you and fully meeting you emotionally. But here comes the revelation nobody expected. The very thing they struggled to accept about your appearance is connected to a wound from their own past. You remind them of emotions they buried years ago. Not because you did anything wrong, but because your presence awakens feelings they believed were gone forever. That is why they stare in silence sometimes. That is why they suddenly become quiet around you. That is why they seem emotionally overwhelmed whenever you are near. It is not rejection at all. It is emotional fear mixed with undeniable love. And the moment they finally accept this truth, everything changes for them. Their silence changes. Their energy changes. Their actions begin to change because deep inside, they already know they cannot replace you in their life. Nobody else carries your energy. Nobody else makes them feel seen the way you do. Nobody else reaches their soul this deeply. And even though they are struggling now, their heart is already choosing you quietly. Stay until the end because something even greater is approaching. There is a reason you clicked on this tonight. A reason your spirit needed to hear these words right now. You have spent far too long questioning your worth because of insecurities connected to appearance. Far too long believing love only belongs to people who look perfect on the outside. But real love never begins with perfection. It begins with recognizing something true. And this person recognizes something rare inside you, something unforgettable, something impossible to ignore. That is why they keep returning emotionally, even when they try to pull away physically. No matter how much distance they create, no matter how much they try to silence their emotions, your presence continues following them quietly through their thoughts. They compare everyone to you without meaning to. They search for your energy in other people and never find it. That is the part they do not understand yet. You touched something inside them that nobody else ever reached before. And sometimes that kind of connection scares people more than loneliness ever could. Because once someone experiences a soul-deep connection, ordinary relationships no longer feel enough. You changed something inside them permanently. Even if they pretend to move on, even if they act cold at times, their heart keeps returning to you in silence. There are moments when they sit alone, thinking about conversations you probably forgot already. Small moments, simple words, little expressions on your face. Yet to them, those moments became unforgettable memories. That is how deeply your energy affected them. They may not say it openly yet, but their heart already knows the truth. And the truth is this: they are falling in love with the parts of yourself you believed were unlovable. The tired eyes, the hidden sadness, the quiet vulnerability, the emotional honesty. The things you spent years trying to hide are the exact things making them feel emotionally connected to you. Do you understand how powerful that really is? You were never meant to become someone fake just to receive love. The right soul recognizes beauty in truth, not perfection. And this person is beginning to realize that every flaw they thought they noticed in you actually makes you feel more human, more real, more unforgettable. So stop questioning whether you are enough. Stop believing your appearance is the reason people pull away. Sometimes people pull away because the connection feels too real, too deep, too emotionally overwhelming. And that is exactly what is happening here. This person feels something powerful every time they look at you. Something that reaches beyond attraction, something emotional, something spiritual, something they cannot explain logically no matter how hard they try. And eventually, they will stop running from it. Very soon, the distance between you begins to shift. The confusion slowly clears. The silence starts revealing hidden emotions. And when that moment finally arrives, you will understand that none of this was truly about your appearance at all. It was about the emotional truth your presence awakened inside them. And once they stop fighting that truth, they will never look at you the same way again. Because your energy lingers inside them, even through silence, even through distance, even while they try to deny it. And tonight, whether you fully notice it yet or not, something inside this connection has already started shifting. The bond between you is transforming little by little. Their resistance is slowly fading away with time. Their emotions are becoming more powerful every single day, and very soon they will be forced to make a clear decision. Continue running from these emotions, or finally confess the truth they have been battling within themselves all along: that they truly and deeply love you. Not in spite of the thing about your appearance they struggle with sometimes, but in many ways because of it. And once that realization completely reaches their heart, it will become impossible for them to turn their eyes away from you ever again. There is something they have never openly admitted, something they hide every time they stare at you a little too long. And tonight, you are finally going to understand the reason why. Do not skip any part. This person appears normal around everybody else, calm, collected, unaffected by ordinary situations. But when it comes to you, their emotions completely lose control. Their thoughts become louder and heavier in their mind. Their heart becomes restless with emotion. And the strangest part is that it all starts with one detail about your appearance that they cannot stop thinking about again and again. Not because it pushes them away, but because it pulls them toward you far too deeply. Type yes if you want to understand why they cannot stop thinking about you. Yes, this connection is much more intense than you realize right now. Every single time they see you, something inside them changes permanently. They notice little details nobody else pays attention to. the softness in your face when you pretend everything is okay, the hidden loneliness behind your confidence, the quiet emotions your appearance reveals without saying a single word. And it scares them deeply, because they know this is not ordinary attraction anymore. This is emotional recognition on a soul-deep level. Stay until the end, because the next truth is going to leave you speechless. There are moments when this person tries convincing themselves they can move on from you. They distract themselves with other things. They keep busy so they do not have to think about you constantly. They force conversations with other people around them. But somehow every path leads them back to you again. Why does this keep happening? Because your appearance carries a feeling they cannot replace. Not perfection, not fantasy, something real in its purest form. You feel real to them. And genuine love is rare in this world. Do you know what frightens people the most? Not rejection, not distance, not silence. It is meeting someone who reaches the deepest parts of their soul. That is exactly what happened when they met you. Your presence touched places inside them they believed nobody would ever understand. And now they cannot escape those emotions no matter how hard they try. Do not skip. Something powerful is waiting for you. This person still remembers the very first moment they truly noticed you. Maybe you thought it was an ordinary moment at the time. Maybe you believed nothing important happened that day. But for them, everything shifted because in one tiny moment, they saw something in your appearance that felt painfully familiar to their heart. A sadness, a gentleness, a quiet kind of strength. And suddenly, without any warning, their heart became emotionally attached to you. That is why they watch you differently from everyone else. That is why their eyes hesitate sometimes. That is why their energy changes around you without explanation. Because your appearance awakens emotions they buried years ago. Listen carefully now, because this next part matters more than you realize. The thing they struggle to accept is connected to how deeply they already care about you. If they did not love you, none of this would affect them so strongly. But it does, every single day. And they are trying so hard to hide those emotions from everybody around them. Sometimes they pull away because your beauty feels emotionally overwhelming for them to handle. Not beauty in the ordinary sense, but emotional beauty. The kind that cannot truly be explained with simple words. The kind that stays inside someone's mind late at night. The kind that returns during silence. The kind that changes people forever. Stay until the end, because what happens next will shock you deeply. Very soon, this person is going to reveal emotions they have hidden for a very long time. Not directly in the beginning. It may happen through a small action they take, a message, a glance, a moment of honesty they never planned to show. But when it finally happens, you will realize something unbelievable. They were never criticizing your appearance at all. They were battling their own emotions inside. They were trying to protect themselves from becoming emotionally vulnerable, because deep down, they already know you are different from anyone else they have ever met before. And once somebody realizes that truth, there is no easy way back from it. This person secretly worries that you do not fully understand your own value. They notice how hard you are on yourself. They notice the insecurities you hide behind your smiles. They notice those moments when you avoid attention because you fear being misunderstood. And every single time they see that, their emotions grow even stronger, because your imperfections make you human, and your humanity makes you unforgettable to them. Do not skip now. The biggest truth is still coming. Late at night, when everything becomes completely quiet, this person keeps thinking about one question again and again. What if I lose them? That question haunts them far more than they would ever admit, because despite their confusion, despite their fear, despite their emotional resistance, their heart already chose you long ago, and they know it clearly. That is why your appearance affects them so deeply, not because it is flawed, but because it carries emotional honesty they cannot ignore. You remind them that love is not about looking perfect on the outside. It is about feeling emotionally understood. And you make them feel understood in ways nobody else ever has before. Share this with someone who doubts their worth because of their appearance. Something huge is waiting for you, because the distance between you is not permanent. The silence is not permanent. The confusion is not permanent either. A major turning point is coming very soon, and when that moment finally arrives, this person will stop pretending they are unaffected by you. They will stop hiding behind emotional walls. They will stop running away from the connection you both share. Because some people enter your life only for a season, but others enter your soul forever. And whether they admit it now or much later, you have already become unforgettable to them. That is the truth. They can no longer escape it.